everyone, and welcome to the 12 Days of Climax. Over the next 6 weeks, Sarah and I will be releasing 12 videos that will include tips and tricks on how you can have a more orgasmic holiday season. We will be kicking off this series with the only anatomical structure on a man or a woman that's sole purpose is pleasure. So keep watching to find out how you can have a truly merry clitmas. The clitoris, the jewel of the yoni, sitting high atop the pleasure throne, is statistically the most accessible orgasm for women. This is probably because it has up to 8,000 nerve endings compared with only 4,000 in the man's penis. So from a sensational perspective, women actually got the long end of the stick in the bedroom. Sorry, Freud. The full anatomy of the clitoris, however, was not actually known until 1998. Since then, there have been awareness campaigns urging women to up their clitoracy or get clitorate, because knowing and understanding your anatomy is the first step toward bigger, better, more full body orgasms. The clitoris is not just a tiny acorn-shaped head at the top of the crest of the inner labia, but it actually consists of a head or glans, as well as a shaft and 2 legs. It is also connected to 2 elongated masses of erectile tissue called vestibular bulbs. When a woman is aroused, the vestibular bulbs fill with blood, much like a man's penis does when it becomes erect. In fact, women have just as much erectile tissue in their genitals as men do. Ours is just all inside. Now, to have a clitoral orgasm, you can stimulate this entire structure. So yes, the head of the glans is definitely the most sensitive, but you can still stimulate the shaft, and massaging the skin over the 2 legs can be highly arousing. Each clitoris is truly unique, so learning how to access or amplify your clitoral orgasm can take a little bit of trial and error. However, here are some tips and techniques that tend to work for most women to get you started out. Orbiting, using 1 or 2 fingers to circle around the head. You can do small, tight circles, and every once in a while open it up with bigger, longer circles to include the legs and the vestibular bulbs. Rocking around the clit. Imagine there is a clock face on the head of your clit, and then do small little circles or strokes starting at 12 o'clock and then stop at each hour around the face of the clock. Statistically, 2 o'clock, which is the upper left-hand quadrant of the clit, is the most highly sensitive area. Long or short strokes up and down, tapping, or down on an angle over top of that 2 o'clock spot. And then you can also actually pinch the shaft, which would be like back here a little bit, and you rub it up and down like this, kind of like you're jacking off a tiny penis. It's true. So try a variety of moves and see what works best for you. You might not even actually have to directly touch it depending on how sensitive you are. However, one rule of thumb with women tends to be that we like consistency. So when you find something that is working, stick with it and keep going. Most of the women that I work with tend to like to lie down when they are stimulating their clitoris or having their clitoris stimulated by their partner. However, you can do it any way you want. I actually really like sitting up because I find that it allows the blood flow to really concentrate in my pelvis and it makes it more sensitive. And it doesn't take as long, it saves time. But basically just play around with it, have some fun, and find out what works for you. And to reiterate, the 3 biggest rules that statistically work for most women, not every woman every time, but most women, is clockwise circles, upper left-hand quadrant, keep going. Consistency. We need consistency. Don't stop. And if the first few times you're not able to orgasm, that's okay. Just like with every orgasm that I am going to be talking about in this series, it can take some time and practice to relax into it. And if I'm being honest, the thing that needs to be practiced really is not the techniques, but is relaxing and getting out of your head. The first time I ever masturbated clitorally, I didn't feel like anything at all. I was completely numb because I had all of this shame and guilt come up as soon as I started to try. It was like I was embarrassed. I felt like someone was watching me. I was alone in a room with the lights off and the door locked, but somehow I still convinced myself that like the government was watching me. This is the product of being raised in a sex negative culture. The shame is so ingrained that we can be alone and in a private space and we still feel like we're doing something wrong or that we're being scrutinized and judged. So I get it. Masturbating can be weird and it can be uncomfortable, but I highly, highly recommend it. Even if you have a partner, it really is hands down, pun intended, the best way to learn yourself and what you like, which will make sex better, not only by yourself, but with a partner as well. And although I cannot guarantee that the government isn't watching you, I can tell you that if they are, they have seen me masturbate like hundreds, if not thousands of times. So you are in good company. If you do want any more information on any of the techniques that I discussed in this video, comment, ask for it in the comment section below. Or you can go to OMG Yes, which is a website where you get live demonstrations of some of these techniques on real vulvas. That is all I have for you for day 1 of the 12 days of climax. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want more content just like this every week. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, eat, squat, and come.